So, hey, this is my review roundup for 2014. I'm gonna go over 17 fucking albums that I did not review. Um, Before I get into it, some of these I wasn't going to review. Period. I just said, I'll check this out. I just might not review it. Some of them I did want to review. I just either one after I listened to it, I was like, this is just not good. I don't want to talk about it. Or two, life got in the way, and I just did not find the time. To me, with new albums, there's kind of a window of time that you can speak about them, and I might have been past that time. So I apologize. Especially towards the end of the year, I feel that we've lacked on the album review side of things, and I do really apologize for that. At the same time, I've been doing this album review thing for a couple years now, about 3 years, pretty hardcore. And, even when times wind down, we would still review other things. And, I just feel maybe a little bit burnout, you can say. So this is the final thing that I'm going to talk about in related to albums and music in 2014, and I'm probably going to take a break, and probably we will pick that shit up. Towards the end of January, mid-January. I'm thinking Silos' new record, Dormant Heart, will be my first album review of 2015. So I'll probably take a break till then. In 2015, one of my goals, one things that, we kind of sucked at is just doing them quicker. I don't like to review leaked albums, and if the album streams, I like to listen to things a lot. So that's why we might be late, but I'd like to have a little bit quicker turnaround in 2015. So I just wanted to address that to any of you that might have been like, oh, I'm going to unsubscribe from these fucks. All they talk about is video games. Well, also, not many albums have been coming out recently, but I've just felt burnt out a little bit, man. And I love doing this, and I just don't want to keep overdoing it. All the album reviewers out there take their breaks. I need my first one, I feel. So, I hope you understand, and yeah. But anyways, I'm going to talk about 17 albums, just give my quick thoughts on them. Some of these will even end up in my, top 20, 25 albums of the year list that I will be doing here shortly. We'll be doing all of our end of the year stuff for everything that we usually do. It'll be pretty fucking rad. So some of these might show up, I just didn't speak of them, and I'm going to try to start way back in the beginning of the year and move up until now. So the first record I want to talk about is a brand new band, and a band that made their debut, and that is Alter Beast, with their debut record Immortal. Came out through Unique Leader Records, and man, this album is fucking fantastic. It's only 8 songs. It's very much on the short side, which is a little bit disappointing because I feel that this is one of the better bands that Unique Leader Records has signed. I love Unique Leader Records, but it does seem to me that they sign a lot of bands that just really blend together and bring nothing new to death metal. And this band doesn't bring anything new right now, but I feel they can evolve into something that's pretty great. They remind me a lot of the Black Dahlia Murder, and their vocalist Monte Bernard is fantastic. And I take the song Fleshbound Text, which right away just screams Black Dahlia Murder to me. The way it busts in with the main riff is just, the main riff screams to Black Dahlia Murder, and then it just about 30 seconds in goes to this really rad ass solo that's very short, but it's fucking sick. I really love this album. Other songs, Vile Remains is another one that really stands out to me. This is just a solid debut album, and I hope this band keeps going in the future because, they got a lot going for them. So, check out Alter Beast with Immortal. Might end up on my top 20 albums of the year. Next is Black Label Society with Catacombs of the Black Vatican. I've been a Black Label Society fan for a while. I mean, they've kind of fallen off my radar. I've kind of maybe moved on from them a little bit, but I used to listen to him a lot, man. I do like Zach Wilde as a vocalist. Sometimes his voice can get a little bit on the annoying side to me, but I feel this was just more of a run-of-the-mill Black Label Society album. There was nothing new, but I feel when they get kind of more soft and more beautiful, I guess you can say, with songs such as Empty Promises or Angel of Mercy, that's when they really stand out to me. They're more hard rock stuff, just, I don't know, it's kind of whatever to me. And Zach Wilde's solos, while he's an extremely talented guitarist, his solos kind of get a little repetitive. Just my opinion. So yeah, I mean, it's not a bad album. It's just whatever. Next up, and throughout this entire thing, I'm going to be talking about various different genres of metal. Next up is Miss May I with Rise of the Lion. I used to be a really big fan of this band. I never thought any of their albums were flawless. I just thought they had some alright jams back when I was into more of this style of metalcore. And I heard they released the song Gone, and I was like, yeah, man, like I thoroughly enjoy that song. Say what you will. I think it's got a catchy hook to it, and I really like the main riff of it. And I was like, yeah, and I dug the chorus and everything. And I listened to the album, and it is like the most uninspired shit. It's just not that good of an album, in my opinion, as a whole. It might have some alright moments here or there, but it gets really repetitive. And this is a band that they just need a kick in the ass, in my opinion. And, I feel their guitar players are talented and they can maybe write some good riffs, but they're just trying to fit into a crowd. And it gets really annoying, and it's very apparent in my eyes. Levi Benton, he's an okay vocalist. I feel he can really work on his voice, in my opinion. And Ryan Neff, he's been getting better and better with every album, but I feel both of this entire band can just improve, and they can be better than what they are, in my opinion. But whatever. Rise of the Lion, it's kind of a turd, in my opinion. Next up to me is one of the best albums of 2014. That's Agalloch with the Serpent and the Spear. What a fucking difference from Miss May I to Agalloch. How can you do that? Whatever. This album came out. I listened to the shit out of it. Whatever. I love this band. I adore this band. I feel they are one of the greatest bands in metal. They are one of the greatest things to happen to metal. I feel Ashes Against the Grain and The Mantle are two of the greatest metal records of all time. And, Agalloch, their music is too good to put into words, in my opinion. Hence why I did not review this album. There's some bands out there that I just feel like I can't describe. And me sitting here rambling, it does nothing but harm, in my opinion. This is a band and this is a record that you should just listen to and you should soak it all in, because it's a very powerful album and I do thoroughly enjoy it. I don't think it's as good as The Mantle or Ashes Against the Grain, but I feel it's on par with Marrow Against the Spirit. Songs like Birth and Death and The Pillars of Creation are so good. The opening to this record just hits you, and it's fucking amazing. Celestial Effigy is another really good track. I really like how Agalloch almost infuses, I hope that's the right word, some almost a little bit of groove just with the beats. And Celestial Effigy is one that really stood out, and it had a little bit more energy to it. I just love Agalloch, man. Their style, I love how they're a very progressive band. I love how they mix folk metal a little bit in their sound, and they're very predominantly black metal. I feel in the vocal departments they're fantastic. They know when to use clean vocals. They know when to use vocals. Period. This band fucking jams. They create an atmosphere unlike any band out there. They're a very dark, very depressing band, and they're one that just hits you straight in the gut, and I love it. If you can't tell, I thoroughly enjoy this album, and it's fucking amazing. Um, Pick it up and support Agalock. Man, they are fantastic musicians. Moving on to Crowbar with Symmetry in Black. I don't know. It's okay. I think Crowbar has some really good hooks with some really good choruses and some very beefy fucking riffs. This band has a very beefy guitar sound, and that's really all there is to this album, in my opinion. I feel it got a little repetitive. But Kirk Weinstein he's a good singer, and I feel, I'm kind of glad in ways that he put down aside, and I know he left. I'd like him to return it down, but and focus on Crowbar, because I mean Crowbar is a pretty solid band. They're a band that I need to listen to more. I've only listened to this album, the record before, Severed Hand of the Wicked, I believe, and they're a cool band. They can get kind of a so, I don't fucking know. Whatever. It's been a long fucking life. I don't know. Fuck it. Misery Index with the Killing Gods. This is one of my favorite albums of the year as well. This album punches you in the face, man. I mean, songs like The Calling just completely destroy you, or Conjuring the Call, fucking amazing. Just the riffage on here, and just the energy just fucking kicks your ass. This band reminds me a lot of Dying Fetus with their sound, and I just feel their sound it's very tight, and the production on this album was top notch. I just felt, you listen to some death metal albums, at least I feel this way, and you're like, cool. But then you listen to some, and they just get you fucking fired up. And they just get you wanting to fucking move and headbang. And the whole time you listen to it, you just can't stop headbanging. And that's what happens with the Misery Index, with the Killing Gods. The songwriting on here is fucking top notch. I feel everything from the soloing to the riffs to the drumming, which is insane, just all flow together well. Solid fucking record, man. Next up is Inanimate Existence with a Never-Ending Cycle of Atonement. This band is taking a leap, in my opinion, in their songwriting. Their first album was solid. I felt it was way too fucking long. It was like 16 songs long or some shit. I was like, holy hell. But some of the songs were pretty fucking rad. And there was a decent amount of variety on there, I felt, for a brand new death metal band. I was like, cool shit. But I feel they took it to a whole nother level on here. They still have that technicality, but they also have, they expanded on the variety in the songwriting. There's even different types of vocals at times, and I just thought it was pretty cool. And I thought the artwork was fucking sick. And songs like Omen or Runes of Destruction just show off their talent and show off, how this band has improved. And I feel in the world of death metal, this is a band that has a bright future. I would love to see this band someday live. I know they're touring with Cannabis Corpse, which I personally don't enjoy them. And I thought there was one other band. I can't think of them right now. Mammoth Grinder. That isn't coming around me. So, yeah. But Inanimate Existence, check them out. They're on Unique Leader Records as well. Next up is Monuments with the Amanuensis. I hope I said that right. I don't know how to say that. This is a gent band. Or metalcore, fucking progressive metal, whatever the fuck you feel like calling this type of fucking style of shit. At first, I listened to this album, I was like, this fucking sucks. I don't know, it just did not click with me at all. I really enjoyed their first album, but I just did not enjoy this at all. I thought, and I still sort of think this, the use of more guttural, almost death metal lows is so beyond unnecessary with this band and with this style of music. It's almost like they're throwing it in to be sick or something, and it's not. It just sounds awful. It sounds off. But that's about the only thing that I think is bad about this. Some of the songs kind of, or whatever, they kind of blend together a little bit. But I feel when this band hits it on all cylinders, man, they can really put together some good fucking song. I Creator. The chorus on that song fucking jams, dude. Saga City is another one. Atlas is another track that I really enjoyed. Um, they have that gent type sound. So there's some bouncy type riffs on there. There's a lot of ambience, and it's good shit. And if you like that style of music, I think you'll enjoy Monument's new album. Betraying the Martyrs with Phantoms. I honestly didn't mind their debut album, Breathe in Life. I thought it was okay. But this album fucking sucks. It's just, it's so uninspired. And when the most popular song on your album is a cover of Let It Go from Frozen, you have fucking problems. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't know, did not enjoy this album. I thought I would maybe enjoy it at least in some type of aspect. Nope. Ailstorm with Sunset of the Golden Age. I used to hate this fucking band. One of my buddies would play this band, play like Keelhauled and Captain Morgan's Revenge, and I'm like, dude, why are you listening to this shit? This shit sucks. And this, I sat down when this album came out, I gave it a chance, and it really grew on me. This is one of the most fun albums of 2014 I think you could listen to. Songs like Drink are very fun to listen to. They're goofy. You can't take this band seriously at all, in my opinion. Hangover, which is a cover by some motherfucker, I don't know. It is a fucking great jam. I love that song. I feel like I need to just see Ailstorm and just fucking drink a shitload of beer, which I'm 21 now, yay! And it'd be fucking rad if I did. But then, they can write more serious jams. Magnetic North is, to be honest with you, my favorite song off this album. It's very catchy, and I love the guitar sound on here. I feel it's got just the perfect amount of crunch for, a more folk metal type band. I'm not going to call them pirate metal because that's not a real fucking thing. But yeah, I mean, in songs like the title track, Sunset of the Golden Age, they're like, it's like 17 minutes long, but it fucking jams. There's a lot of kind of dumb songs on here, such as Wooden Leg, something Surf Squid Warfare, or something, I don't know. Something with squids, and it's kind of stupid, but that's what you get with Ailstorm. You should expect that. It's a fun album. If you want something fun to listen to, there it is. Darkest Hour with their new album, self-titled. Sound bored the shit out of me. I used to be a big fan of this band, but even when I was a fan of them, I thought they just felt like a band that had just a couple hits per album, and the rest of it just was whatever to me, and I still feel that way, except for the record from 2007. Son of a bitch. I forget what it's called, but it's from 2007. I thought that album as a whole was pretty good, but The Human Romance wasn't that great. The one from 2009, I'm completely blanking on, and I have them over my CD collection, but not that great. Fucking, I don't know, man. It's just something about this band's songwriting that just isn't that good. Now they're pulling a more All That Remains route. They're going more mainstream, and they're just, it just doesn't work for them. Clean vocals does not work for this band. Their singer, which I'm fucking blanking on his name too, he cannot sing. I mean, he can scream. His scream vocals sound okay. They're kind of unique. They have a more raspy style to them. But he cannot sing. Songs like fucking Misery We Make are atrocious in my eyes. And it's just not what this band is. To me, they're more of a metalcore band that should shred your fucking face off. And on here, they have a couple songs like that. Rapture and Exile isn't bad. It's stuff like that this band is good at. You know, they need the hook, I feel, and they're just trying to go after the hook too much, and it doesn't work. However, the guitar players are fucking fantastic. I feel the soloing on here is top notch. When the riffs are there, the riffs are pretty solid. But I just don't like their new direction. It's not for them. Beyond Creation with Earthbound Evolution. This is another one that's going to be in my top albums of the year. The whole thing fucking jams. I mean, this band reminds me a lot of Obscura, maybe even a little bit better. I think this is one of the most talented bands you can find in the world of metal. Their guitar playing is fucking off the charts. The Aura was a badass record. Their debut, and this is even better. There's a lot of lower string tunings on here, which I thought was fantastic, and the technicality is there. You know, the soloing is there, and just the whole atmosphere is fantastic on this album. The bass playing, you know, it's not a very often to me that bass playing just stands out like it does on this album, and it really does. Like, fucking all the time it stands out, and it's just like, you're just like, yes, that's fucking cool. And that's this album as a whole. The songwriting, everything, I feel is better than their debut, The Aura. This is a solid record, and I highly recommend it. At the Gates with That War with Reality. This is one that I was seriously going to review. I forget why I didn't. I knew some people liked this album. I did not. I thought it was repetitive. I thought it was just, something wasn't clicking with me on this album. I just thought it was just kind of boring in my eyes, and this is one that, you know, I was really looking forward to. I do like some of the songs on there. I mean, I think the title track is good. Death in the Labyrinth is another good song, but it just didn't click with me. The riffs didn't click. It's just, when you have something as perfect as Slaughter at the Slaughter of the Soul, that album is one of the best albums of all time in metal, in my opinion. And it's just so hard to follow that up. You're always going to be held to that standard. And I feel maybe that's what I'm doing too much with this. Maybe I need to listen to it more. But whatever. Next is another album that I was really going to review, but just I'm very disappointed in this album. That is Sky Harbor with Guiding Lights. Personally, I just cannot listen to this album. It just, fucking, their debut is one of my favorite records of all time. Like, I love that album. And when we reviewed it, and we sounded like fucking idiots, like, oh, the singer sounds like Dan Tompkins. When it was him, and we should have done our research. That was a very big turning point in weekly metal reviews. You know, this album didn't have that feeling to me. It didn't have those hooks. It didn't have the guitar playing, which, I mean, the guitar playing isn't bad, but it didn't have, you know, those solos or even some of the riffage. I mean, Keshav Dahar, I hope I said that right, is a fucking amazing guitar player, but it just didn't feel right with this album. Only a couple songs really stood out to me. Evolution is probably the closest thing to their debut, Blinding White Noise. That's it. Illusion and Chaos. And it just, even Daniel Tompkins' vocals, and he's a fucking amazing vocalist, one of the best out there in my opinion. And he does sound good on here, but it just didn't sound the same. And in Blinding White Noise, that he used, you know, lots of different styles and just tones, and it just added so much. You know, it's just disappointing in my opinion, and maybe I need to listen to it more, but I listened to this album a lot. I wanted to like it, but I just couldn't. Maybe you like it, maybe it's one of your favorite albums, but I'm personally just a little bit disappointed with this album. Next up is Primordial with Where Greater Men Have Fallen. Oh, I have it right here. This fucking album is fucking amazing, man. The title track is fucking, it jams, and especially that chorus. When you know that chorus is coming, and then that guitar just, just switches up. It's like, dan, it's just like, yes, and you're just headbanging, and it's fucking amazing. Every track on here is so diverse, and there's not every track on here feels very unique. I love Primordial style to mix some folk like elements with black metal, but not your traditional type of black metal with your traditional high pitched screams. There are no screams in this band style. It's all clean vocals, and I think they're very well done by Alan Averill. Seriously, I cannot recommend this album enough. Come the Flood, Babel's Tower, Born Tonight. Man, this fucking record slams. The songwriting is so good. I do think this is one of the best albums of the year. This is one album that I personally just cannot stop listening to. And it's solid, man. And from the guitars to the production to the vocals to everything, it's fucking up here. That's all I got. Those are some records that I did not touch this year, that I maybe should have touched this year. And let me know your thoughts on any of these. Let me know if I'm a fucking idiot. Let me know if I'm a cool guy. And like I said, coming up, there are our album of the year list, our disappointments, our top shows, our game of the year. We're gonna do, if you guys remember from last year, we did something rad with like our game of the year awards type things. We're doing that again. I'm thinking of maybe talking to the dudes about doing it for music. That might be fucking cool. So let me know your thoughts on that. And thanks for watching. Seriously, this year has been probably the best year for this channel. And we're very excited about 2015. We're going to try to do a lot of new things in 2015 and hopefully just keep going forward. And we can't do it without you guys. So thanks for watching. Seriously, it's fucking awesome. So see you guys later.